update on Kraus. So when you think about the greatest moments from the past year that happened in North Tonawanda sports, you can't narrow it down to just one moment. So here are the best moments from the Lumberyard from the past 176 days. We begin with the fall season. The season from the gridiron, Tony Trelizio and Chris Ward are out, and Henry Fumarelli and Zach Woodard are in as head coach and quarterback respectively. After an 11-year run under Eric Jancy, Fumarelli became their third head coach in a 5-year span. Playoff question mark taking the 2015 campaign, but the Lumberjacks came out to a hot start with back-to-back wins against Willie's and Kenny's, and the game may have defied an entire year. That's right, September 18th, 2016 home opener versus Will South. With 9.5 minutes left in regulation, the Lumberjacks are down 41-27, and that's when Joe Dodowich, Cody Sikora, and the NT defense went to work. Rushing touchdowns from Dodowich and Sikora tied the game at 41, as NT used most of the clock. The defense with a big stop to force an overtime, the first one at the Lumberyard in 5 years. The Billy Shook first to take a 48-41 lead. NT had a chance to respond. What do they do? Dodowich again punched it in, his third of the night, and now it's 48-47 Will South. So what would NT do after getting a couple of PATs blocked earlier in the game? They gave it to Mr. Inside coach. Joe Dodowich, the new big man on campus that Monday morning, ran it in for the two-point conversion as NT faithful went nuts. Final score, 49-48, their first win over the Billies since joining Class A in 2011. Dodowich, by the way, finished with a team-high 10 touchdowns as they finished the season with a 5-3 record, their 15th straight victory over Tonawanda and a Section 6 playoff appearance. And now let's talk about the other football. As hard as it is to believe the Lady Jack soccer program wasn't the threat in the NFL that we know today back in 1997, just a one-win campaign that year. But that'll change the following year when Steve Sabo took over. And for the last 17 years, the Lady Jacks have finished in the top 4 in the NFL. Sabo went out on top his final year, a 9-6-3 record. But when asked why the program was so successful for that long of a span, Sabo said simply, because of the players. Sabo walks away with 185 wins, the most in program history. Also walking away this season are goaltender Allie Smythe and forward Gina Malone. The last of the family clan, Smythe now holds the school record for most shutouts with 34. It was named to the All-Western New York team for the second year in a row. As for Malone, she says farewell after 3 seasons with a total of 14 career goals and 17 assists. The men's program only had a 2-win campaign, but a memorable senior night, a 4-0 victory over Kenmore East, who went on to win the league title this year. We'll move on now to volleyball. Don't tell head coach Jessica Anderson that 2015 was a rebuilding year. Yes, it was the first time that they finished under 500 since 2004, but there was plenty of talent in the first year after the trio of Hanson, Higgins, and Metzger. How about Milbrand, Wilt, and Privatera, folks? Wilt wrapped up her 3-year career with over 350 kills and digs, plus 163 blocks, and was named the second team NFL. Milbrand wrapped up her 4th year with first-team league honors and has over 600 career kills for her career. And Privatera finished her career with a total of 316 digs. As for the guys, they tried to attempt history as losses to Grand Island prevented them from winning their first league title since 2007. Overall, they finished the season with an 11-4 record, a perfect way to cap off Victor Willison's career. Victor transformed from a freshman with dynamic abilities to a senior that was the guy that everyone looked to, according to head coach Luke Hodson, who wrapped up his 18th season on the sidelines. Other notes from the fall, the core 4 seniors Chris Smith, Nick Kraus, and the Slominski twins finished with a combined 19-11 record over the last 2 years in cross country. And in the pool, Jenna Kroll set a new NT record in sectionals, which posted a time of 108 and 23 tenths of a second, and the 100 breaststroke, the previous record had stood since 1982. We're moving on to the winter season. We start on the hardwood. The last time NT girls basketball won a playoff game at home, you might ask, the same year that American Idol came on, back in 2002. It was a pretty memorable game at the Lumberyard as the Lady Jacks won over West Saget East in front of a home crowd, 47-35 in the A1 pre-quarters. Desiree Doucette had a career night that evening as the senior converted 4 times from three-point land. And this season was the first time since 2004 that the Lady Jacks had a 10-win campaign as well. An unbelievable turnaround in just 2 years under head coach Mike Licata. They will have to say farewell to Liz Wilt, however. The senior forward finished in double-digit scoring in 18 of NT's 22 games this season, and her 742 career points are good enough for 6th all-time in program history. Lindsay Petrowski will return for a junior campaign this December, and this year she passed the great Katie Moranto for most assists in program history. As for the guys, they finished with an 8-12 finish, but the duo of Trevor Book and Rory Fargus will definitely be something to watch next winter. Book, a sophomore, may be the second coming of Aaron Davis if all goes well. He finished with double-digit scoring in 16 games and scored career-high 34 points against Kent East. Fargus, the center, will look to have a big senior campaign as he finished with 6 double-doubles this year, most notably a 10-point, 17-rebound, 4-block performance against Niagara Wheatfield. To the ice, when you lose a talented player like Sam Radzewski, it's going to be tough for most teams, but Radzewski never won a league title. Since joining the Federation at the start of this decade, the Lumberjacks finally won their first Division IV title, a 3-2 victory over Sweet Home in February. Anthony Chavone scored the game-winning goal to represent the class of 2016. Another big loss for the squad this season. For next season will be defenseman Kyle Crooks, a senior who was named to All-Western New York, finished a 3-year career with 7 goals and 21 assists, and appeared in the Bowman Classic back in March. Keep an eye on Nick Brzezowski next season. The sophomore goaltender took over in the second half of the year, finished with a 5-1-2 record between the Pikes and a 2.86 goals against average. To the mat we go now. Back in freshman year, I asked Troy Collar, how many wins do you think you're going to end up with when it's all said and done? He originally replied with 100, but he quickly re-answered and said 200 will be nice. Well, Troy got 6 more than that, as well as in the 2016 Division I Section 12, another Class A 12, and finished in second place at States. He became the first Jack to appear at States since Dan Paulson back in 1995. What a way to finish up a 6-year career for Troy, who so far is in the polls as our male athlete of the year. Again, we will announce the final results from that later this week. Also walking away this season is head coach Dan Fire. After 2 stints here at NT and over 5 decades being involved in high school wrestling, Fire is walking away from the sport that he loves. At NT alone, he finished with 100 wins, 8 sectional titles, and was named Western New York Coach of the Year 5 times. And also, thanks to your votes at home, he is the Lumberville Bookstore Coach of the Year. Other notes from the winter: Antonio Barber rolled the 9th 300 game in NT history in an indoor track. The quartet of Connor Esterberg, Chris Smith, Ed Gath, and Cody Sikora were the top 4x4 team in Section 6 all season and finished second at the state qualifiers. And finally made it to the spring season. After a 7-win campaign in 2014, NT Baseball recorded their first 10-win season since 2009, with memorable wins against Dunkirk by 23 runs, Tonawanda by 15 runs, and a season sweep of Blueport. Probably the biggest game of the season, however, came at Kimmel East on a sunny day in May. After losing to the Bulldogs 3 times last season, the Lumberjacks trailed 3-0 going into the 7th inning when the NT Bats woke up. Joe Donowich had the go-ahead RBI single that brought Devon Starr home. Michael O'Connor came in for the save, and NT went away happy, a 4-3 victory. Another notable game came at Ramsey Field when Victor Willison recorded his 50th RBI of his career against the Lancers. And the next game, he had 2 home runs against the Warriors. Michael O'Connor wrapped up a 3-year career as well with a career batting average of over 300. And Nick Kraus was pretty solid behind the plate, you could say, a 1,000 fielding percentage for the season. The softball, the Lady Jacks are starting to compete like they did back when T.K. Murphy was their coach, as they finished this campaign with an 8-11 record. The team had plenty of production from their fountain of youth. There's only 3 seniors around the team. Lainey Whiteclaw and Kayla Henry won the list of 4-year letterman. Their most memorable game was their win against Tonawanda earlier last month. For the first time this century, they defeated the Lady Warriors. Savannah Henry threw a complete game, 10 strikeout performance. Rachel Kraus had concluded her career after 4 great seasons. The girls lacrosse, Brandon Schmidt is slowly building a contender, this time a 6-8 finish and a sweep of Niagara Falls. Desiree Josiah concluded her 4-year career with a 35-goal campaign, and Alyssa Kissel had an impressive sophomore year as she finished with 30 goals. And one last note for you, NT Outdoor Track has a couple of people going to states and nationals this weekend. Cody Sikora won the 400-meter and is heading back to Albany in a couple of weeks. And the sprint medley relay team of Sikora, Matt, Gaff, and freshman Will Gallardo, they are all heading to nationals in the Carolinas on June 18th. So that is how we do it in the Lumber City. Another year, a great year. We'll count down the greatest coaches from NT history tomorrow morning. We're your Sports Corner Update. I'm Drew Kraus every day. We'll be back.